The jungle hides what stone cannot. Beneath tangled roots and collapsed temples, fragments of royal history lie waiting, not of kings but queens. For decades, the great Snake Dynasty of the ancient Maya was believed to be a brotherhood of warrior rulers. Its emblem, the Khan or serpent, etched across monuments from Mexico to Guatemala. But the glyphs were never silent. We just weren't listening closely enough. From around 500 to 740 CE, the Snake Dynasty, based in the powerful city of Calakmul in modern-day southern Mexico, challenged Tikal for dominance over the Maya lowlands. Through conquest, diplomacy, and calculated marriages, it extended its influence across more than 50 city-states. The snake emblem appeared on distant stelae, declaring victories and vassal alliances. For generations, the throne seemed inseparable from male power. But was that ever truly the case? One ruler stands out. Lady Kabul, a royal daughter of Calakmul, was sent to rule El Peruwaka around 672 CE, where she held the rare and powerful title Kalumte, Supreme Warlord, a rank above even her husband's. Her image survives in sculpted stone, a queen clad in ceremonial headdress and jade regalia, standing tall beside a lesser figure. Was this political symbolism or a direct declaration of power? In 2012, archaeologists excavating a temple at Waka discovered a burial chamber that matched her profile. Inside lay the remains of a woman in her 40s, surrounded by shell girdles, obsidian blades, and an alabaster vessel bearing her name. Had she ruled not only in life but in death as well? And if so, why had her memory faded into silence? Lady Kabul wasn't alone. At least 35 Maya queens from Calakmul have now been identified as key players in diplomacy and dynastic politics. These women, sometimes called stranger queens, were dispatched to allied or rival cities like Naranjo, El Mirador, and Coba to forge or strengthen alliances. In some cases, they ruled outright. One, Lady Six Sky, arrived in Naranjo as a teenage bride, but instead of fading into the background, she led military campaigns, re-established dynastic continuity, and ruled until her death in 741 CE. How many others followed the same path? And how many were erased from history before we could learn their names? Why were these queens celebrated on stelae, only to be later chiseled away? Inscriptions across the Maya world show signs of intentional destruction. Glyphs bearing women's names were scratched out, overwritten or buried under newer monuments. Was this an attempt to erase their legacies, or to rewrite the narrative of power as exclusively male? Even today, the full story remains hidden in fragments. Maya writing is layered, time compressed into symbols, meaning encoded in metaphor. Epigraphers continue to decode the surviving texts, but what if the most important names were never recorded at all? Modern archaeology has begun to catch up. LiDAR scans now reveal entire hidden cities beneath the forest canopy. Digital reconstructions allow researchers to piece together shattered stelae and reanalyze half-erased glyphs. New inscriptions are being found every year, and with them new queens whose voices are only now beginning to rise. Were the Snake Queens rulers in their own right, or pawns in a dynastic game? Were their names erased because they failed, or because they succeeded too well? From daughters turned diplomats to generals in jade, these women held thrones once thought reserved for kings. And though their voices were nearly lost, their power was written in stone, and stone remembers.